smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
All right, we're back here at Cajun Sports Radio for another great Monday night edition. It's a 7 o'clock start time every week. We started a little early last week. We apologize. It kind of threw things off. That's Dad's fault. But it is Monday, April the 29th, 2013. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot. I'm Lane, and I welcome in my co-host, Kyle Coyote Bruyette. What's going on?
Hey, my boy. How you doing on a big old Monday evening?
Oh, doing great.
Good.
Now, I told you a while ago, you've been all into this Jeremy Hill story, which, let me preview what we're going to do first on the show, and then I'll let you have the floor with the Jeremy Hill thing. We have a lot planned. Open up like that, or like I was just saying, we're going to talk about this big thing going on with Jeremy Hill. Then we'll talk about LSU breaking a record for the draft and having the most players drafted in the NFL, defensive players drafted in the NFL with 9. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Saints having an interesting draft. Chris Harvey no longer a Saint. A little bit of NFL news. We'll also talk NBA playoff basketball. And LSU baseball in Dad's segment and Coyote segment. So, Dad, take the floor with the Jeremy Hill thing.
Lane, just Jeremy. He just so happened to go out, the other night, and he got a little bar fight. But it's at first it wasn't no big deal, but now it's starting to blow up to a big deal. Everybody carries a cell phone, right, Lane? Everybody, You can't do nothing without getting video. You know that. Right. Somehow or another, they got him on video. It was him and some other guy. It shows him running and hitting him in the head. I don't know, one of them deals.
Well, hold on. I heard it was in that same bar that all that stuff happened with Jordan Jefferson and that big bar fight like a year and a half ago. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. And really, y'all, it even shows the bar room if you go and press the story. But, I'm discouraged. Y'all, this is a good football player. That I hope we don't lose. But let me explain y'all something. I don't know if y'all know it, but when they even brought it up today. When he went to Redemptus High, he got in trouble. He was on probation. Something with underage. It's all out, so we can come and say it. Something about underage. And come to find out,
what? Underage drinking?
With an underage girl or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and long story short, they already had, now the charges, he was already on probation, y'all. Now it's all coming out. See, whenever you're on probation, you don't say much, but now you got the media backing out. You know what I mean? When something like this happens, he's in trouble, y'all. He's the way LSU looks at it. Les Miles said today, he's suspended. What is indefinitely? That don't mean too much. You know, he got to go to court and all this.
That means he's not. The odds are he's not coming back.
Yeah, they got video of him running and hitting them. Anyway, y'all, this is just it's just a bad deal. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just a bad deal. Appreciate it, Lane. So it's clear.
Yeah.
Y'all,
we all,
this is a big blow. Got a buddy of mine at work said, well, you know, that's just another LSU player. Y'all, let me tell you something. After Lane said earlier about all these that went to the draft and made it, y'all, we need Jeremy Hill this year. This ain't just another player. This is a good football player, y'all. He made some noise last year. Y'all know that. So, this is a blow to me. It's a blow to LSU.
Yeah, and I do 150% agree with what you said. It's sad, is what it is, you know. But
yeah, you know, your future in your hands. You know, why blow?
It's hard, though. It's just, you think about it, though. And I was saying this today. It's hard when when you're young like that. I mean, I think stuff happens. I know I'm not saying that it was right what he did or what, but this is going to be a big blow to this team. It really is. I tell you one thing. If I was
he's young, Lane, but go out, have a good time. You don't have to get in a barroom fight. It was with a 20-year-old.
You're right, and we don't know everything that was said. We don't know the story of the fight.
Right. You're right.
But the thing is, let me tell you something about these guys. Okay, you go into this popular bar that they go in. I forget the name of it, but it is a popular bar in Baton Rouge because I've heard of it before all this stuff. He's a big name. People know who he is. They drinking, you know, and, you know, they start talking, and then it gets a little antsy. And
that's right.
I'm just saying, I'm not – he's a target, but I guarantee you he's also one of those guys that's cocky and thinks that nobody could touch him either. You know what I mean? And
right.
If I was an LSU player, I would stay away from that bar altogether. But
you're drinking a few drinks, having a good time, and you know someone's going to always test you. You know that. Mm-hmm. You know they're always going to test you. You're young, and that's exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. But you know we can look at it and say, oh well. Why? You know what I mean? We older. Well, I say we. I'm older. Lane's birthday was Saturday, y'all. He turned 23.
Yep.
You young. You know what I mean? But it's different in my shoes to say that I've been through all that. You know what I mean? It's hard to be in the spotlight. You know? Well, it's hard to explain what I'm saying. Jeremy Hill goes out there. He's in the spotlight, right? It's just hard.
Exactly. Especially in Baton Rouge, he's in the spotlight.
Yeah, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. People look for trouble. Yeah. And that's what happened. You know?
Right, now, while we're on the subject of LSU players getting in trouble, I know he got drafted, Simon. The stuff that happened.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Did you want to save this for your segment or
no?
Oh, okay.
No, got arrested. But I heard today again. The cops now admitting the cop kind of overran his mouth. You see, since he got
come on,
Seattle, you see the cops coming out and saying he maybe shouldn't have approached him like that.
Oh man,
because he got drafted to Seattle.
Right. Which we will talk about.
Yeah, make a difference. I don't know how that goes. He said, I own you.
Oh, yeah. Which is sad he does. He does. Which I'm in Eunice all the time, and at least twice a week. And I can tell you, there's not much to Eunice, so he's not owning much. So,
well, here we go. The name of the bar room, y'all, it shows a picture of it. It's by Domino's Pizza. It's called Reggie's.
Yeah, it's a big bar.
That's the name of the bar, Reggie's. It shows a picture of it. Reggie's.
Well,
It's
Reggie's
right up at
just a-
Tiger Stadium. It shows it's right there on the premises. They ought to move it, huh, Lane?
I know one thing, I know it's bad press that they continue to get, but they're still getting press
Yeah.
over LSU players, But we're going
But anyway.
if we want to come back to this later in your segment, we will. Let's go into, since we were on the LSU, let's go into LSU and their 9 defensive players drafted. And let's talk about all of the players drafted in the draft for LSU. First was Mingo. He was drafted in the first round, 6th overall. And that was a big story.
To the Browns.
6th. San Francisco took Eric Reed, 18th overall. A lot of people thought the Saints would have took him because the thing is, the Saints drafted a safety out of Texas, and Mingo was still on the board when the Saints picked. The Saints could have ended up with Mingo, but you know what? I think the guy out of Texas is going to be a good safety for us, and I trust Mickey Loomis. I trust Mickey. But yeah, Eric Reed, which we'll talk about Saints and their draft right after we get through this. Eric Reed gets drafted in the second round by San Francisco 49ers. In the second round, Kevin Mentor went to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
The linebacker. In the third round, Benny Logan, the defensive tackle, went
67.
which is the third round. He went to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a good place for him. He'll do well.
That was a great place, Lane. Real quick.
He'll
Perfect fit for him.
Exactly. He'll get to play with the new coach over there.
Yep.
Oregon coach. Why? I just went brain dead there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And our boy, Mr. Tyrann Mathieu, the corner, gets drafted in the third round, 2 picks after Logan, to the Arizona Cardinals, Dad. I know you got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, he went the third round, 69th pick.
Yeah.
The Honey Badger. He started crying. He you know what, y'all? I'm really happy for him. And Lane, I know y'all gonna say, he will make some noise, y'all.
Oh yeah, he will.
He is gonna get. They're gonna have the right coach. The Cardinals. I knew he was going. I knew he was. You know what I mean? And y'all, he is gonna do well. I think him and Kevin Minster both going to the Cardinals.
And guess who else is at the Cardinals? Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Congrats to him, to the Honey Badger.
Yeah, and like me, we were talking over the weekend. This guy has a lot of talent, and it's gonna be fun to see how they use him.
Yep.
It'll be fun to see what happens. All right, moving on. Another third round pick, Sam Montgomery, the defensive end, goes 96th overall to the Houston 96th.
Okay.
I'm showing 96th. Third round to the
Texans.
To Houston Texans. You're trying, aren't you?
Yep.
What you have? You have 95?
I'm prepared tonight, Lane.
I'm showing 96th that he got.
Yep.
It was overall. It doesn't matter. It was in the damn third round. All right, moving on here. The next player was Therod Simon, the fourth rounder, the 138th pick, goes to Seattle, Dad. This is the guy that we were talking about out of Eunice that got in all that trouble. Makes a difference now that old boy from Eunice is kind of keeping his mouth shut.
Oh, yeah, he said, I think that I should approach him a little different, you see.
But you know what's funny is I've dealt with a lot of cops in Eunice because I block the road all the time in Eunice to deliver stuff. And most of them, most of them are nice. I mean, I've never encountered anybody that was, any of the cops that were mean, because a lot of cops could tell you to get the hell out of the road. And these guys won't.
Yeah. Well, you are driving a truck and you're working, just like I heard today from a good source. He said, okay, all right, come on, Simon. just get in your car and move it if a cop tells you to move it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, come on now. You ain't got to tell them you own units. I'm going to pay your salary.
That was,
we all laughing, but just get in the vehicle, buddy, and move it.
And move, yeah. And that was probably a slap in that guy's face, Typical groid. That's what it was.
Yeah, okay, but going back to that, then we got
next here. Next is LeVar Edwards, defensive end, gets drafted in the 5th round by the Tennessee Titans, 142nd overall. Next pick. That was it. That was the last pick. By the way, notice we didn't say a certain name out of those people. A guy
but let me tell you where he's going, Lane.
My co-host said was going to get drafted in the 1st round. Michael Ford. I didn't see him even on the draft list, but Dad claimed he was going in the 1st round.
He's going to the Bears.
Yeah, well, hold on now.
A free agent.
Yeah, hold on. He's going to have to hire. Don't know what. I don't know where. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. I don't know where you got that information from. I still say you misheard something. There was never any talk of him going in the 1st round.
Well,
it was never.
Let me tell y'all, this is where I got confused, I think, because there's so much going on. And y'all, I'm not trying to cover my mistake on this. Chris Falk didn't even get drafted, y'all. Come to find out, he come out today and said, I didn't know this. His medical with his leg, you know how he sat out last year, right? Mm-hmm. They should have gave him another year this year. He's a left tackle. I think I got him confused.
Well, no LSU, well, he didn't get drafted either. No LSU offensive players got drafted.
No, and they don't understand about Falk. Come to find out, he has nowhere to go. They said that medical, that his knee is worse than what. Believe me, he would have went in left tackle somewhere.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have gone in the 1st round.
No.
Secondly,
okay.
LSU didn't get
the 1st round deal.
Okay, but LSU. Oh yeah, you want to drop it because you're almost. You would have been right about it. We would have had to hear about it throughout the whole show. LSU didn't have any offensive players drafted at all. And you know what else is funny?
No, you're right.
There was not one running back drafted in the 1st round in this draft.
You know why? A dime a dozen.
Well, yeah, you could get them late. Exactly.
That's
now,
right.
We're going to move on to the Saints real quick. Well, right before we get into the Saints, let's talk some news. Did you hear about Tebow? Tebow got cut by the Jets. I don't know if you...
Lane, I really feel bad for that. I really do.
Why?
Because it ain't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work. It's all Tebow this, Tebow. I really feel sorry for the guy. And they say, well, maybe Jacksonville was going to try to do something with him. Y'all, he has nowhere to go.
He'll find somewhere to go because he's a publicity stunt anywhere you go.
I guess. I really felt bad for him, though.
I can promise you he will be, when we start the season in September, he will be on a squad. Or he'll be on a team in August. Oh, yeah, he'll be on a team. He's a publicity stunt. He brings a lot of attention to your team. He'll be on somebody's team. Don't worry.
Yeah, just like Ford. Just like Pierre Thomas. You know what I mean? They didn't. Well, I didn't mean it like that. Michael Ford is going to make some noise.
What are you talking about? Did you just compare Michael Ford to Tim Tebow?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like what they said today.
Oh.
Saints for running backs, they don't go for the big names. And look at Ingram. Ingram's making more money than Pierre Thomas, and Pierre Thomas is better. They drafted Ingram, and that was a bust. Not a bust, but here we go. I'm fixing to start something here. It wasn't what people thought. No, sorry.
I don't think that he was a bust.
It wasn't a bust, Lane. It just wasn't what people thought, okay? Saints go after that no name, and they do good, and they shouldn't have got rid of Ivory. But anyway.
I disagree. I think Ivory needed to go. I think we He wasn't gonna. He doesn't
I can
fit
see
in
it
this
already.
offense.
Tonight's gonna be an Oregon night. I've seen it from the beginning.
Well, it's just he doesn't fit in this off. As far he fits, but we don't have any room for him. We needed a draft pick.
Right.
I mean,
We need some defense. That's what we need.
and the Jets use them. We get a 4th round pick for him. Which it was in. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be next year's draft that we get the pick, though. That's what I don't get, because we get a 4th round pick, but we didn't have a 4th round selection this year's draft.
That threw
We had a
completely off.
We had a first. We had a first. We had 2 thirds. We had a 5th and a 6th.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I continue to try to read more on them. And read on. Look, here I'm saying. Look, Ivy was traded to the New York Jets during the 2000 for the Jets 4th round pick. We didn't draft a 4th round guy. Oh, we might have traded something for the.
We had to trade or something somewhere.
Look,
somewhere
I think,
along the line.
Yeah, because we ended up with 2 3rd-round picks. We traded something else, I believe.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Which here's the Saints draft picks. We drafted the safety out of Texas, Kenny. Now, excuse me in my pronunciation here. Vaccaro.
Yeah, but he good pick. Good pick.
I wanted a
seen
pass
tapes
rusher
on-
first round, but we'll see.
I seen tapes of him unreal.
Of course, it's tapes. This is highlight tapes. Of course, he's going to look good in his highlight tapes.
That's right.
We had 2 3rd-round picks. Tyrone, boy, we can't put these guys' names. I'll tell you the truth. Tyrone Armstead, the Arkansas Pine Bluff offensive tackle. I like this pick. John Jenkins, the defensive tackle out of Georgia. I love this pick in the 3rd round.
That was a big pick there, Lane. That was a huge pick.
We needed a pass rusher. We needed a defensive tackle.
Yep.
5th round, Kenny Stills. I love this. The bad receiver. I wouldn't mean bad, I mean good. The unbelievable receiver out of Oklahoma. And 6th round, we kind of made a steal with this guy. Rufus Johnson. He's an end out of Tarleton State. He didn't get a lot of publicity because he went to a small school. But, yeah, I liked the pick, Dad. I really did. I liked late. And then we signed yesterday. We signed a few free agents already. Undrafted free agents. We signed the quarterback out of Tulane, which I'm getting his name. I've already forgot it. Ryan Griffin.
Yep.
Ryan Griffin. And let's see here. We've also today we've signed a couple of linebackers here. That we signed linebacker Chase Thomas and Kevin Reddick. 2 linebackers that we signed today. And continue, y'all, to look. We will continue to, pick up these undrafted players. Like that, you see how Michael Ford went to Chicago, and you see that it happens. As right now, as we speak, they're dealing with that. And just continue to keep your eye on that. Go ahead, Dad. You want to say something?
No, I was just even going to listen to Tide Talk or whatever. They never mentioned about the Saints, and they asked that. God dang, I got a mind block with the big paper in Baton Rouge, the Advocate, about how did they think about the Saints draft. And he was good with it. That's why I got this Ingram and all that, about, this and that. But Lane, I know, here we go. We start talking about Tebow. I'm going to jump the gun real quick. Lane, what is going to happen with Tebow? Is he going to, I know there's some team somewhere that they could do something with Tebow, right?
Oh, yeah. He's going somewhere. He's going to be on a team. He's a publicity stunt. Look, he gets cut today. That was the main story today. Also, another big story today in sports was we had the first I wasn't going to talk about this on air, but we had the first gay guy come out in sports, in team sports. A basketball player. He plays in the NBA. His name is Jason Collins.
Yep.
We kind of had to report that. That was a big news in sports. Also, I'm hearing LSU is trying to get a game with Wisconsin for the future in football. I hear they're trying to work something out right now.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll check that out, and let's see. Before we go to break, let's talk some more about that Saints draft. We didn't spend enough time on that. I can tell you right now that I think our later picks are going to be, we needed a pass rusher, Dad. And we ended up getting the tackle and an end. A lot of people are mad, of course, in Louisiana that we didn't get Eric Reed. Instead, we got the safety out of Texas. I like this. I'm telling you, y'all, it's good to have Mickey Loomis back. It's good to have Sean Payton back.
Oh, definitely.
Sean Payton is pleased with the draft. They asked him about it. It just feels like that we're back in motion again. You know what I mean? It feels like we're back in the motion of things.
Well, we back in the game. We back in the game. We better be back in the game.
Right.
It's time, because last year was just a vacation or whatever. We didn't do nothing. It's time to get back and go to work.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, I know we were talking last week, y'all. Lane told y'all the schedule. We went through all this. Y'all, we got a tough schedule. Mm-hmm. It's not just the schedule. It's when we play the schedule. We have a very, very tough road ahead of us this year. You know what I mean? It ain't, this is going to be tough.
It's just the way some of the games go.
The way they
fall. Order they're in. We thought last year was tough. This year's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Get ready. Like I said, it's going to be an entertaining season, no doubt about it. All right, guys. Let's just take a quick commercial break. Let's talk about what's going on in that NBA playoffs, which has been interesting. It's been fun. A lot of big things have happened so far. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got 3 games tonight, 2 going on right now. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about so far. What's happening? What's gonna happen? A lot of big injuries have happened. We already have 2 teams eliminated. One of them you would never guess is already eliminated. We'll talk about that next, and also Coyote segment, which he did a lot of homework on the LSU baseball team, which had a terrible series loss, its first series loss of the year to South Carolina. This is Cajun Sports Radio. We are presented by Best Buy KTV, where we will be back in a second. Thanks. Hey, it's Lane from Cajun Sports Radio, and right now we have to talk about Best Buy KTV. This is something that you need to know about. Best Buy KTV is a full-service mechanic shop, locally owned and operated, specializing in the repairing of most ATVs, dirt bikes, and motorcycles. They sell a full line of aftermarket as well as factory parts and accessories. They have a factory-certified mechanic on duty at all times. They are an authorized high lifter, Gorilla, STI, and ITP dealer. They are located on Highway 1 in Echo, Louisiana, about 7 miles north of Marksville. Their operating hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit their website at www.bestbikeatv. Contact them at 318-597-9022. Once again, www.bestbikeatv.com, 318-597-9022. You're going to want to check them out. You will be very impressed. Tell them that Lane from Cajun Sports Radio sent you. Thank you.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Lane.
today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do.
Welcome back to Cajun Sports Radio, April the 29th edition of 2013. We do appreciate everybody who is listening. We talked the first half of the show, some football and things like that. We talked a little baseball and basketball and baseball. NBA playoffs. It's been really interesting so far. We've had some good series. We really have. Lakers, Clippers, I knew this was going to be a good series. It's tied at 2 apiece. This sucker here has been unreal. It's deadlocked. Both teams have won at home. Then you got Denver and Golden State, which is very interesting, Dave. Denver gets the W to start the series off. And then Golden State goes crazy and wins 3 in a row, and they're up 3-1. You never see that. Usually the team who wins game 1 handles the series. But let me tell you, this Golden State team, Dad, they score like 130 points a game. They shoot the ball, Dad, at like 60-65% a game. They're unreal how well they shoot the ball. If you want to watch, I keep telling this to people, if you want to watch a high-scoring NBA game, or if you want to watch a fun team, a team that can put a lot of buckets, watch this Golden State team. They're so fun to watch. They're coached by Mark.
115 points, but the Nuggets put 101 points, Lane. You know how many points? You know what I mean? That's a lot of points.
They had 90 going into they had like 95 going into the fourth quarter the other night. About 2 games ago, Dad, they scored like 120 something, and they're doing it shooting over 60%. You know how good that is?
Oh yeah, that's very good. Where were we at, Lane, when we watched that game the other night?
What game?
We seen it over there when we went Saturday night.
That was Clippers in Memphis. That's easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we was going through channels, man, with all the high scoring.
Right.
We ended up seeing the score, remember?
The highlights of the game before. You're right. Also, that's really the only two. And then you got Miami that shut out Milwaukee. That's over with, 4-0. Indiana is up 2-1 over Atlanta. That's been a very quiet series.
Yep.
Chicago's up 3-1 over Brooklyn. Tonight, Chicago has a chance to put it to bed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they have to put it to bed tonight.
Yeah.
What else? The Lakers get popped out 4-0. The injury's a big concern. Oklahoma City is up 3-0 over Houston. They have a chance to put it to bed tonight. But the big story with Oklahoma City, guys, is injuries. Their second best player, Russell Westbrook, is done. His season is over with, which is huge. So that's going to handicap him. Which points, and by the way, the Knicks survived yesterday. Me and Dad and I watched this game yesterday together by scraping out a win against Boston in overtime to stay alive, 3-1. It's only a matter of time. I'm sorry, Boston scraped a win out against them to stay alive. Knicks need one more win, guys, to put this series to bed. Main topic here is the most popular, basically, one of the most popular sports organizations in sports, the LA Lakers, getting shut out 4-0. Injuries were a big deal, though, here, Dad.
Yeah, I'm going to give y'all some quick scores right here. The Bulls, 49, Nets, 59. The Hawks, 55, Pacers, 38. Just want to let you know right now that's playing on TV real quick. Right.
And the next game after that is Oklahoma City, Houston, which you're going to want to watch that because Oklahoma City has a chance to put it to bed.
But going back to the Lakers, Lane, I know you asked me that, I said about the scores. Real quick about the Lakers. You want me to tell you how to fix the Lakers? Phil Jackson. Yeah, because they done. You know what I mean? We need to get Kobe Bryant back and get us. They need to get him a good coach.
Well, the big key thing, I think if Phil comes, I think it'd be interesting to see Dwight Howard stay if Phil Jackson comes. I'd like to see Dwight stay. That's the only. Dwight Howard's going to stay. From what I heard, he can't.
Oh yeah.
Lakers aren't going to let him go, and Dwight's going to be there. They're saying that in 2 years, once Kobe retires and LeBron's contract is up, look for LeBron to probably end up in L.A.
You told me that Saturday. That would be something, huh?
The Lakers got a lot of money to play with. They don't lose, the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
They don't lose.
I was just joking about Phil Jackson. It would take more than that. They got some guys at work that really get into the basketball, and they're big, huge Laker fans. You know, because they winning, they like the Lakers. You know what I'm talking. But anyway, long story short, they say it's going to take more than Phil Jackson to get the Lakers back in order.
Well, but the thing is, injuries were a big concern for them, especially in this series. I mean, I don't know, but I do think the current coach now won't be there next year.
He's done.
No defense. But yeah, we just wanted to update y'all on the playoffs and where we were at. Oklahoma City now has a huge concern with Russell Westbrook being out. So now, in my opinion, everything points to either the Spurs to go to the finals, Golden State, or Chris Paul and the Clippers. Or you could say Memphis, too, could be put in that. In the East, I hate to tell everybody this, but the Heat could make it to the finals backwards. It's going to be so easy for them in the East. The only team that's got a chance of maybe beating them is the Knicks. But the Knicks aren't going to beat them in a series. There's no way. The Heat are going to easily walk into the finals. But I can't say that about the West. That whoever comes out of the West is going to be battle-tested. Because they got their hands full. It's competitive in the West.
Yeah, we got to watch the Clippers play Saturday. Me and Lane with Chris Paul. And I tell you what. You know, it's going to be very, very interesting to see who goes.
Okay. Now, the moment. Oh, yeah, it definitely will be. We're kind of time constrained here. We're trying to speed the process of the show up. The moment that everybody asks us about, what we build the show on here. This is Dad's song. He has his own theme song now. As we prepare for Coyote segment. And I'm going to go ahead and pump it up, Dad. LSU baseball, bad weekend this weekend. They lose their first series. On national TV they lose Sunday against South Carolina, 2 games in a row. Dad, take the floor.
Yeah, it was just a bad weekend for LSU. You know, they played Friday night. They pulled a W. They played on Cox. But I'm gonna show you where I'm getting at. Saturday night. They had the game, y'all. We just can't hit. They had a bad slump. Then they go Sunday. They have to win because South Carolina pulled it out Saturday night. Sunday was the game you gotta win. They go on ESPN, national TV. Let me tell you something. Just like the coach said today, we didn't beat ourselves. We just lost. We just completely lost. South Carolina outplayed us. Everybody's trying to make excuses for LSU with the pitch, and then you know you got Aaron Nola Friday night on the mound, and we win like always. He said it today in the press conference, Lane. If we don't wake up and start playing some baseball, this was exactly what he said. We got to start playing some baseball. Lane, we watched it Sunday. There's no hitting. They can't hit the ball.
They can't hit the ball. And this started, as I was talking with somebody at work about who's a diehard LSU baseball fan.
Yeah.
It really started against Grambling a couple of weeks ago.
You're right.
Started against Grambling where it seemed like their timing was off, as they kept saying on the radio. They only scored 4 runs against Grambling, and that had a lot of people thinking, you know, what's the problem here?
And everybody keeps saying the pitching. It's not just the pitching.
No, it's not the pitching at all. Like me and that guy were talking about. If you look. If you give up 4 or 5 runs, in most cases you expect to win that game. Saturday, we only gave up 4 runs and we still lost. You give up 4 or 5 runs, like we were talking about. In most cases in college baseball, Dad, you expect to win those games.
That's right.
We didn't do anything. We didn't have. What do we do? I know I fell asleep about in the 6th, 7th inning. Did we have any big hits in that game against South Carolina? Yes.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, some big hits. Oh yeah, we did. Some fouls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I never seen. I always say his name wrong. The coach. I always say the coach. It's hard. It's hard to pronounce. He was on national TV, and you can tell when he threw that helmet. You know what I mean? He had enough. Everybody keeps saying the pitching. No, it's not the pitching. They just can't hit the ball. I don't know what the problem is, but let me tell you something. They go in a series right now. On a Thursday night, Florida is hot, y'all. They started the season not hot. Y'all, LSU, I hope, and I hope I don't say the wrong thing. I hope they didn't get hot too early. Right now, Florida's hot. You lose against Florida, it's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You lose against Florida, then you're in a bind now. You done set yourself up losing 2.
I want to say a bunch of them games are going to be televised. Because I know the Thursday night game is on ESPNU.
Thursday night, ESPNU. Friday night, Cox.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, ESPN 2. They said 2.
Good.
I'm looking at it.
Good
2.
to see a lot of that. Hey,
Lane catches ESPNU Thursday night. But Friday night, it's on Cox. But listen, y'all. The LSU, I don't know what's wrong, but we talked about that, Lane. You don't want to get hot too early. And I hope they got a game tomorrow night. That's what they talking about right now. You got a game Wednesday night. They got to get out that slump. They play real quick. It's a midweek game. Real quick. I ought to know that, but
come on, Dad.
Well, I'm trying to press this and that. Hometown. Okay, I know that deals in Lafayette. We do have a midweek game. And real quick, Lane, I'm trying to find out who they do play. It's a midweek game.
Okay. Overall, with the baseball team, I think from what I've seen, I don't know that much about baseball. I just think they're in a hitting slump right now. I really do, and Dad, you there? I think they're in a big.
They just can't hit.
They're in a big hitting slump, and I just think, who knows? We still have a lot of baseball left, regular season baseball. So
maybe
we'll have time to get out of this.
McNeese State.
That's right. We talked about it. Sunday.
McNeese State.
Yeah.
But they say they got to get out that.
Let me tell you something. If I was LSU Sunday, when did they play McNeese? Wednesday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
If I was Wednesday, if I was LSU, Tuesday. That way they could have a night off before the Florida game.
Right.
Florida series. If I was LSU, my goal, if I was Paul Maneri, would be let's score 100 runs on McNeese. Let's score like 11. I would make it a point to go nuts. But the problem is we were hitting the ball so well at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And now you look at everybody's averages, man. Guys who are batting over 400 are having problems, keeping it at 350.
Yep.
So
you are right here, Lane. They said win could go a long way. Let's try to score some runs. Let's try to get our confidence back.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. But while we're on the baseball, the LSU deal, y'all, this past weekend, again, everybody keeps forgetting about the softball team. Y'all, that was a huge win here. They ended up playing like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The girls beat Alabama, number 3 in the nation. They beat them all 3 games. That was huge. So, congrats to the LSU softball team. That was very big. Very big.
Yep. We appreciate that. And while we're back on the subject, let's go back to the Jeremy Hill story from what we were talking about earlier in the show. Thing is, indefinitely. That's never good, Dad. When you hear suspended indefinitely, do you think there's a chance that he did?
They don't know what to do. They don't know.
I'm hearing that he might end up in jail. Like, I'm hearing that this could be so serious that he could go to jail. Like, this could be a big deal for him.
Oh, Lane, that's what you gotta let the system run its course right here. Mm-hmm. That's why Les Miles said indefinitely. They don't know what's going to happen. They bringing charges back right here. I'm looking from what happened.
That's what I heard.
For high school, I told y'all that earlier when he went to Redemptus. Now they're bringing the charges back. Y'all, this might. That's what I said. I tried to tell y'all that earlier. This is a serious. I don't see him back on the field. I really don't. And it's
because he had. Arguably, we when we talked about Jeremy Hill, it was Les Miles doesn't give him a lot of carries. It makes you wonder now, is there something going on in that locker? I hate to say that, but it's sad that, we had such big expectations for him, and now he's not even going to be suited up. God, one thing I do know, we don't need Blue to get hurt this year, that's for sure.
Oh, Lord,
Jeremy Hill.
No, because, again, I said, everybody says, oh, well, LSU play another one, ain't no big. Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a very big deal.
It just is, it's a very big deal, and, he just messed up. Here it is right here, and I'm going to come out and say it. I didn't want to. I said it with an underage, but it is for true.
Go ahead with it.
He pleaded guilty to a charge of carnal knowledge of a juvenile. At this point, it's unclear how this weekend incident will affect his probation. Now they're bringing up what happened. You see, he was on probation, y'all. I'm telling y'all, he's done. It's over. It's over. That's why it's sad, but he will not be wearing the LSU uniform. It's over.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is over. He got in a fight with a 20-year-old man. He's in the hospital unconscious. It is over. They got video of him hitting him in the head and slapping high five to his friend. It's over. I'm reading the update.
I gotta watch. I haven't watched that video. I gotta see it if it is. Is it on the internet yet?
I don't know, but y'all, can you imagine? He slaps high five. Typical. It is over. It's over. It's over. He got him slapping high five to his friend after he hit him in the head.
God dang it.
That's another Jordan Jefferson.
Jefferson got out of it, if you remember right, though. You remember that? Jefferson got to play that season. We'll see.
It ain't funny, Lane. It's sad, man. It ain't funny. It ain't. I don't think it's too funny. It's sad. LSU, I thought, they were going to try to come back this year with a good, Cameron. I thought a good offensive coordinator. We got more problems than this. We lost all the defense.
Yeah, we lost our whole roster on defense.
We lost the whole defense.
Mm-hmm.
But
when you lose, when you have 9 players drafted, which broke a record, drafted into the NFL, it's gonna be. I don't care what anybody says about who we got coming in as a freshman class. LSU's defense is gonna have problems this year. Mark that down.
And you know what's sad, Lane? Everybody's saying, congratulations, LSU had all these players drafted. There's no congratulations here. We lost these players.
Yeah.
They want to get the hell away from Miles. Huh?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
They wanted to know. They said it. They wanted to get the hell away from them.
They had enough.
They had enough.
They had enough.
Go ahead and let everybody laugh. And they pay him this big money, and they pack the stadium. And Hill's going to be gone, and It's going to finally hit. It's going to be bad. This is serious than whatever. Everybody, they don't look at it. We'll just get Blue to run. You know what I mean? No.
It's not going to work like that.
No, it don't work like that.
No. I tell you what, like we were saying today, I bet you Michael Ford regrets leaving.
Can you imagine how he feels?
Because looking at it now, he could be.
Can you imagine?
What? I mean, in my opinion, I thought it was stupid for him to leave in the first place. But it goes back to what we were saying. Why are these players trying to get the hell out of there so fast?
Paycheck.
Yeah, but it used to not be like that. Nick Saban can talk most of his guys in the stand.
You know why? Hate to say it, y'all. I know I'm going to get buried for this. It's called Les Miles. Elaine?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm here.
It's called Les Miles. They want to get away from them.
Exactly. And the thing is, these players don't. You stay with Alabama, you stay with a big school, you have the promising of winning.
Yeah.
They don't feel great about, I know we get into this all the time, but I don't think they feel like they want to play for Les Miles anymore after a while, No, he's crazy, I don't know. It's just a bad deal, but you know what? Things are turning. They turning y'all real quick. I had a buddy of mine that I couldn't make it, me and Lane. The LSU Tiger Tour came to Ellick last Tuesday night on Wednesday. Johnny Jones Lafayette this week, I believe.
Yeah, Johnny Jones was there. They tell me, Lane, the crowd stood up. So at least people starting to get in basketball.
Well, hold on. This is what's interesting. In this Tiger Tour, it's basically Johnny Jones and Cam Cameron. Les Miles ain't on the tour, which makes it interesting to me.
Yeah, he is. On some of them, he's on.
I heard he ain't going to Lafayette. They've been advertising in Lafayette.
No, I got all the schedule. He's going. You want to laugh? He's going to in Houston, and that never happens. He's going to New Orleans. He went to Shreveport. That's it. The rest is Cam Cameron.
Exactly. What about the
Johnny
big? I read an article.
Even Nikki Caldwell was in Alec.
Right.
She put on a big speech.
I read an article that a while back that Alexandria is one of the biggest LSU towns in the state as far as fan bases. I swear, I read that a few years ago. That it's Alec, Lafayette, of course, Baton Rouge.
Right.
You would be surprised how many LSU fans live in Alec. Alec is a big LSU town, and it just seems like the big towns, Lafayette. Why is Miles not in Lafayette?
I don't understand.
Why is he not in Alec?
I don't understand that. He's getting Cam Cameron. He's getting
Cam Cameron to cover for him.
That's right. I just don't understand it. In fact, I don't know. When I went 3 years ago, you couldn't make it. I went, and that's when Miles was there. But anyway, people, I don't know. It's just, you know why, Lane? I don't guess he wants to talk. I don't believe he really wants to. I don't know. I don't know why he don't go. I'm gonna tell you right here. It started in April the 22nd. Like I said, it was Les Miles.
Are they in Lafayette this week?
Les Miles and Johnny Jones. Monroe, Les Miles, Johnny Jones. Okay, April 24th, Alexandria. Cam Cameron, Johnny Jones, Frank Wilson. Lafayette, 29th, Cam Cameron, Frank Wilson, and Johnny Jones.
That's the night.
Yeah. Okay, Miles is going to make an appearance in Lake Charles, Houston, Jacksonville, Mississippi, New Orleans. That's it. The rest is Cam Cameron takes his place. That's something, huh?
That's amazing. I don't know how.
I don't understand it.
I would like. Well, you know what I noticed? Why aren't Cam Cameron and him ever at the same? They're both at the show.
Never. Both of them is never. Now let's give Johnny Jones. He does not miss none of them. He's on every one of them. The LSU Miss Nikki, the basketball coach, she don't miss none of them. The only one, Chavis, the defensive coordinator, is in Baton Rouge. That's it. That's it.
The big one.
Yeah, the big one. But other than that, you got to give it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, me and Lane went last year. We're going to go more this year. Johnny Jones is making some noise at LSU.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm ready to argue with you.
He's strong.
I'm ready to argue with you. Sometimes you talk good about him, sometimes you don't.
You're right. You're right. I will come on and say, maybe we should have went with a bigger name. You remember?
Look what he's doing. Yeah, you did say that.
But
look what he's doing recruiting-wise.
What he's doing with recruiting, your daddy is, and I told you that the other day. I know you're going to bring this up. I would have never thought Johnny Jones was going to make noise with recruiting this year like he's doing. Never would have thought.
I don't think anybody did.
No one did, Lane. He's out there just hustling. I'll tell you what, my Johnny Jones, I was out there when he was playing over there. I went. I'm a full big fan of him. Big fan.
All right, guys, we're running out of time here. Our hour's almost up. Look, we talked about a lot of things here tonight. We opened the show with big talks about what happened with we just talked about the running back out of LSU,
Jeremy
Hill. We talked some Thrells Simon. We talked LSU players being drafted. The 9, they broke a record, all defense. We talked the Saints draft. We talked NBA playoffs. We talked LSU baseball. We talked everything. What I'm getting at here, if you're just joining us, we're about to end this thing. Why don't you go back and replay it? It's a great show. We are podcast friendly. This is not a show that you have to listen to live. You can listen to it whenever you want. You can download it, listen to it on your phone. You can listen to it live off your phone, replay. Listen to it whenever. And we do appreciate everybody's listening.
Thank y'all.
Everybody that listens every week, we really do appreciate it. Next week, 7 o'clock Central Time, we'll be back for another great episode, Dad.
Yep. Thank y'all for listening.
Thanks. And look for NBA playoff talk, more draft talk. We're not done talking draft. More LSU talk, and of course more New Orleans Saints talk. Dad and I will probably argue about the schedule again, so you're going to want to tune in. Alright guys, you have listened to Cajun Sports Radio, the April 29, 2013 edition. We will be back on next Monday night at 7 o'clock Central Time. Once again, thanks for listening.
You can go your own way.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Lane.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio. Hosted